I was a reluctant immigrant. Yes, reluctant because I did almost everything in my powers to not come to Canada.
It's Kelpie vibes.
Many things don't really open my eyes. Many things don't happen where don't open my mind. Things don't happen for my life and make me realize. Say many things go happen and it's real fine. Never let the small talks but the money get to me. I dey work, I dey pray.
So 4 years into Canada now, I think that the things I've learned about myself is that I can actually live a softer life. I didn't know I was capable, and you need to understand, I was the hardest working Nigerian in Nigeria. I did every kind of business, I did everything, I helped people out, I worked, I put in my hours. I put in not 10,000 hours, I put in 50,000 hours as a Nigerian. And coming here, I realized I can be a family man. I didn't know that was something I was capable of, in that I could have time to play with my girls as much as I do now. I could help out with, bringing them and molding them, shaping them as much as I do now. A lot of that, I think, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, I kind of outsourced many of those things in many ways. But now I can finish from work at 5 o'clock, 5:15. I can be home for 5:30. I can be having dinner with the girls at 6 o'clock. We could be doing crafts at 7 o'clock and sharing bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. All of this was virtually impossible for me to do as a Nigerian living in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, I may have been able to do that sometime in my future living back home. It would have come at a much later time in my life, and I guess I would have sacrificed and missed out on a lot of the growing up. So this is one thing that I know that Canada affords me now that I couldn't have maybe gotten back home at the time. The hard part of being a Canadian is how independent Canada wants you to be. You have to shovel your snow, you have to fix your car, change your tires. You have to do a lot of stuff just by yourself, independently. Whereas when I was in Nigeria, you could pretty much outsource a lot of stuff. Like I had a day home that was running in my home because I had a nanny at home, right? So she took care of the girls. And now I have to outsource that. You have to do your driving yourself. You don't get a chauffeur here. Just recently I was asking someone, how do I get to pinch holes in my belt? This is a simple task that in Nigeria I never thought about. You buy a belt and then you get a guy that pinches the hole in the belt for you. But in Canada, you kind of have to be the belt hole pincher. Recently, I heard of a word that Nigeria has added to the English lexicon. I'm hoping, because we always do that as Nigerians. So the word is called hustlement. Hustlement. And this word is literally not supposed to connote something bad. It's supposed to connote hard work. However, how much hard work do you have to put in to not compromise your mental states? And I think that's where Canada is very different from living in Nigeria. So we can hustle a lot in Nigeria. In Canada is more of the soft life.
Steady, thank Jehovah. Now I got some liquor ice in my soda.
My one regret was that because I was reluctant, I left a lot of things half done. I kept on thinking I will just do this for a short spell. Now, Canada and immigrating to a new country, I imagine you have to commit 100%. So I may have lost time, whereby I kept looking back. There might be a biblical story somewhere in this for people who look back when they embark on a journey, right? So I think I was that guy. I kept looking back like, oh, I still have to go back and do some other stuff. I still have to finish that up. I should have cleaned out all my acts and just moved forward at full speed.
Pull up like surprise is the president. Can't you see that I'm in my element? I might just decide to slide on my enemies. I go along on a glide for the hell of it. I bring a different vibe when I'm stepping in. If a nigga ain't right,
thank you so much.
for sure, I'ma take it there. So use your trees and dot your eyes when you're messaging.
What do you say?
I know guys on the internet living for the cloud, telling lies to the press again. Better don't take me for the fool, I ain't never been. Don't bother with lies, I'm wise when I'm checking them. I'm redirecting.